Hello and welcome to Integrity Car Sales and Rentals. My name is Ben and I'm going to show you how we strap a wheelchair into our rental Kia Carnival. First, I'm going to bring the chair up into the vehicle and we're going to tie down the front tie down points. So we're going to tie down the front wheelchair restraints just here. So I'm going to pull the red lever at the front of the restraint, pull the hook out and hook it onto the wheelchair. Now just make sure you're checking your own wheelchair, as each wheelchair is different and the way it latches onto the tie down system. So just double check. It's usually signified by some little yellow hook stickers. They should be quite obvious, so just make sure you're checking your own wheelchair manual and wheelchair configuration to make sure you're tying it down into the correct spot. So I'm just going to do the last one here. Once again, just pushing down that little latch and hooking it onto the wheelchair, onto a nice tie down spot. Now, because we're going to use tension on the rear restraints, we don't need to actually wind these up. These can stay just as they are. So now we're going to put on the rear restraints. Okay, so now we're going to do the rear spot. Now, these are really easy to slide and click on. So all we have to do is get the bottom here. We want to line up the bottom of this with the floor of the car, holding it nice and straight like that. Slide it on and turn it towards the wheelchair. You've got a little lip here, and that's going to prevent this from slipping out. So that's locked into place. Once again, pressing this little lever to hook onto the wheelchair. I'm going to do the same to the other side. Slide to the side and then forwards towards the wheelchair. Release the hook onto the wheelchair. Now, as I said, we've got the front points already tied down, so we're just going to use these handles here to lock the chair into place. Give each one a quick turn either side. You should feel that the chair is not going to move. That's nice and secure now. Now, like I said, make sure you're checking your own wheelchair, as they do vary where you tie it down. This is a Japanese wheelchair without proper tie downs. We just use this for demonstration. Your chair should have hooking points, like I said, signified by a nice little yellow sticker with a hook on it. So just make sure you're looking out for that. Make sure you are avoiding strapping it down to the chair itself, as particular chairs may have particular configurations for the person in the chair. You want to make sure that these tie down restraints aren't playing anything around with those settings. So now we're going to do the seat belts. So really easy to do this part. You've got these little, I call them buttons here. This piece slides over in the large part and then you pull it and it'll click into place. So we're going to do one there. Bring it up to the front, and then same for the other side. This is our buckle, so we're going to pop this on the other side here, and then we're going to put this up the front, and then we're going to move up to the front of the wheelchair and we're going to plug in the last bit. So now I've got the two seatbelt components. I've got the buckle and the tongue. We can plug that in there as if the wheelchair occupant is sitting in the chair at the moment. Now, I've also got a little pillar here with a seatbelt attached. We're going to get that seatbelt here, and once again, just like at the back of the chair, we're going to pop that over this little piece here, and that is what makes your shoulder restraint as well. So that makes it a 3-point harness. That's what makes it legal for Australian roads. So you've got to make sure that's plugged in at all times. And then we've also got one further back in the vehicle just here as well that you can use depending on where you're going to put the wheelchair. If it's a little bit further back, you can use this one, or if you're going to be up the front, you use this one. And that's how you tie the wheelchair down in our rental Kia Carnival. And then the last little bit is we're going to put the ramp up, which is really easy to do. We've got an up and down switch here, and it is as simple as it sounds. All you have to do is press the up switch to bring the ramp back in. It'll take a few minutes to kick in, and then it'll slowly bring the ramp up. And it's the exact same for bringing the ramp down as well. And then while this is happening, I just also want to reiterate, every wheelchair is different. So just make sure that you're paying attention to the individual wheelchair that you're working with and the person in the wheelchair. Make sure that they're comfortable, make sure that you're hooking the wheelchair up correctly. There are specific mounting points that are designated on chairs. You want to make sure that you're using them, because you could do damage to the chair if you use the wrong spot. That's pretty much how this whole system works. If you have any questions or any queries about this system, please don't hesitate to call us. We are here to help you if you do have any troubles putting the wheelchair in. We can help look after you. We can try and work it out over the phone or anything like that.